In the peaceful countryside, nestled between blooming gardens and rolling hills, sat Plumfield, a warm and welcoming school run by Mr. and Mrs. Bhaer. This special school was different from others. It wasn't just about reading and writing, it was about learning the values of kindness, honesty, and courage. Here, children not only grew up educated but grew to become good-hearted individuals. After the story of Little Women, where we learned about Jo March and her sisters, Jo, now Mrs. Bhaer, and her husband decided to dedicate their lives to helping children. They opened Plumfield for children who needed a home, guidance, and a chance to grow. Boys and girls from different backgrounds came here to live, learn, and experience the joys of friendship. One bright spring morning, a new boy named Nat Blake arrived at Plumfield. He was shy, with an old violin tucked under his arm and a hopeful smile. Nat had been a street musician, wandering from place to place with his violin, hoping to find somewhere he belonged. The Bhaers welcomed him with open arms, and the other children quickly grew curious about their new friend. Dan, a boy known for his wild spirit and love of adventure, was especially interested in Nat. Though he had a rough past, Dan was loyal and kind-hearted underneath. At first, he teased Nat about his violin, but after hearing him play a beautiful tune one evening, he grew silent and listened with awe. From that moment on, a bond began to form between them. Life at Plumfield was full of laughter, lessons, and sometimes a few mischievous pranks. Mr. Bhaer taught the boys math and science, while Mrs. Bhaer shared stories and guided them with love and understanding. The children learned gardening, took care of animals, and helped around the house, building character and responsibility. One day, when Nat played his violin near the garden, the younger children gathered around, entranced by the music. Moved by their admiration, Nat decided to teach the others how to play music, with Jo and Mr. Bhaer's encouragement. Music filled the halls of Plumfield, bringing the children closer together. However, life at Plumfield wasn't always easy. Dan sometimes struggled with his past, feeling restless and unsure about fitting into his new home. One evening, after an argument with another boy, he decided to run away. But just as he was about to leave, Nat found him and shared his own story of feeling lost until he came to Plumfield. Nat reminded Dan of the friends and family he now had, people who cared about him and believed in him. Touched by Nat's words, Dan decided to stay and give Plumfield another chance. Over time, he grew to understand that family wasn't just about being related by blood but about sharing love, trust, and support. He began helping younger children with their work, and in doing so, discovered his own strengths and a sense of belonging. As the seasons changed, so did the children at Plumfield. Through ups and downs, laughter and tears, they grew together like a family, each child discovering their unique talents, strengths, and dreams. In the end, Plumfield wasn't just a school, it was a place where children like Nat and Dan could transform their lives. Under the guidance of Mr. and Mrs. Bhaer, they learned that true success didn't come from wealth or fame, but from kindness, integrity, and friendship. They were not only students but also young men and women, ready to carry the lessons they learned into the world beyond Plumfield. And as they look back on their time at Plumfield, each child realized that they would always carry a part of this special place in their hearts, a place where they had learned to be not just little men but good and honorable people. Moral of the story: family is found where there is love and understanding, and true education is about becoming the best version of oneself.